Hey there clan, and welcome to a video series I haven't done in a while, the Warrior Analysis, where I'm going to analyse the latest trailer that has came out for the new Batman Arkham game. Batman Arkham Knight is announced. It is coming out later this year on the PS4, Xbox One and PC. Finally an incentive to buy the next gen consoles. But yeah, the trailer's out. I have muted it to avoid any copyright and we'll see what happens when I upload it. But I wanted to analyse this. I've only seen it once. I'm going to play through it and actually pick out certain things. I did notice one or two things in my first screening of it, and I will talk about it. Now, I will talk briefly over the intro, because, well, I've muted it anyway, so the intro sequence looks absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm assuming this is cinematic, but the voice that's playing over it mentions fear. Now, go watch the full trailer for the full experience, but the thing mentions fear, which is very interesting to me, because, as we all know, the person who is synonymous with fear in the Batman Arkhamverse is, and Batman in general, is the Scarecrow. So the Scarecrow looks like he may be making a return. Now, of course, there's not much gameplay, but I will make a little note on the way that Batman looks. Very much different style of armour, which we will see more of in a few moments. But of course, over here it's gone over the Thomas Wayne's last will and testament, which is absolutely fantastic. But I will note here that you can see a little bit of the armour. Unfortunately, you can't see my cursor, but the armour is it looks very much more mechanical, which we will see more of in a minute. But it is going over Thomas Wayne stuff we've heard before. Of course, there's guns and violence, of course, the usual shit. I'm going to see if I can actually get a good clip of that, but back on the back of this guy's insignia, the guy with his jacket, we can see some kind of logo. It does look like a skull, and there are words in it, but I can't make the words out, sadly. This could be, I don't know any Batman villains that use the skull to symbolize something. I honestly don't, I can't remember any off the top of my head, but it is a good chance that this could be Scarecrow, because, well, we don't know Scarecrow fear, which is more fearful than death. But we can see that that Gotham has gone to shit. And of course there's let's go back a little bit, so you can actually get a good look at her. And pause. Here, of course, is the one and only Harleen Quinzel, Harley Quinn. I'm going to see if we can get a better angle of her, but I want to make sure that we can see that she is much more aggressive in this version. But we'll talk a little bit about how she looks. Now, we don't know much what happened after Harley Quinn's Revenge, the DLC for Batman Arkham City. But she has changed her outfit to more resembling one from the Arkham Asylum series, her nurse outfit in a way. I don't know if there's going to be a story with this, because her previous outfit was good. I preferred the nurse outfit because I don't know what it is, it just looked absolutely fantastic. Don't get me wrong, her newer outfit in Arkham City looked absolutely great. But it does look like this is much more streamlined. She still has her face paint. It looks like she's just causing general anarchy and all that, so it's not much there about her. But we did also find out at the end of this trailer that there was going to be a pre-order DLC bonus, pre-orders of course, where you actually get to play as Harleen Quinzel, aka Harley Quinn. Very interested to see what that is going to be. Like, does that mean we're going to be playing on the bad side, or is it just in the challenge maps, like with Joker in the original Arkham Asylum? Or is it going to be like maybe Catwoman style? I would love it if we could play as Harley Quinzel Catwoman style. Now, she won't be a stealth-oriented character because she's not that kind of character, but I really wouldn't mind seeing that, maybe playing from the bad guy's perspective. That would be very interesting. And of course, just to pause that, because that's oh god, sexy. But I will talk briefly on that. I liked the Catwoman DLC in Batman Arkham Asylum. I think it was fantastic. You have to have that DLC to play the story, in my opinion. I hated the fact there was a pre-order bonus, and also if you didn't pre-order, you had to buy it. But if they do something similar with this, where you get to play as Harleen or Harley in the story, that would be fantastic, in my opinion. I would love that. It'd be much more interesting. The usual Batman going, "I must save Gotham. I must save Gotham from the cause of the fast food franchises." Okay, now I am going to comment on this. You can see that the Batman armor has changed a bit. It's much more metallic looking. The other Arkham Asylum and Arkham City's armors were very much traditional Batman. These, however, looks more armor, hence the title Arkham Knight, spelled N-K-N-I-G-H-T. He's a knight in this world, knight in this part, and he has to protect Gotham like a knight should. Oh, see if this suit fits me after all this time. Oh, it's been a while. Oh, too many bat burritos. Oh, and of course, we have the one, the only, the absolutely glorious Batmobile. Now, this vehicle is featured quite prominently in this trailer. Now, I don't know if that means we are going to be able to use this vehicle, because that is the one thing that Arkham has lacked. Any of the Arkham games have lacked the Bat vehicles. Batman Arkham Origins had the Bat Wing, but that was mostly a fast travel thing. This is featured quite a lot in the trailer, so I might be taking that, and a little bit reading it too much into it, but I might be taking that as a bit of a hint that we are going to get to drive the Batmobile, which would be every nerd's dream come true. And I'm not going to lie, I like the look of this Batmobile. It's got a very much a mixture feel of the original Batmobile from the Tim Burton's movie, not the original, the Tim Burton Batman with the overhang on it, but it's got also a mixture of the more recent Batmobile, the Tumbler, which in all honesty I wasn't a big fan of. It looked too military for my personal liking, but this is much more taking inspiration from taking those two and mixing them together, and it looks absolutely fantastic. And of course it's got the bat signal and bat symbol on the wheels, but the I'm sorry, that I want to drive that. Please let me drive that. Okay, suit up time. I will make a comment. I'm going to say this right now. Joel Schumacher, I don't know if he's still alive, but if he is, this is how you do a suit up sequence without showing ass. Because, like, oh, I'm sorry, as we could see, the armor is much more mechanical in orientation now, hence the title Knight. I don't know how that's going to play. Does that mean Batman's going to be much more bullet resistant? Because that's not how Batman plays, but of course he's not immortal. He can be killed, which is, I don't know if they want maybe making this a bit more action packed rather than the other installments. But I like the fact that Batman has evolved and is using a much more metallic outfit, which looks really cool. And of course we have the one, the only, Mr. Harvey Two-Face, very much looking like he did in Batman Arkham City. I'm hoping he has, by the looks of this trailer, he's going to have a bigger role in this. Much more of a bigger role, which I will skip forward to a little bit further on. Let's see where we get... here we are. We get a better look at the insignia, which, by the looks of it, could be more than we think. That's Penguin in there. He's coming out. He looks a bit more buff a little bit. Harley came out there, and Two-Face, which means the villains are teaming up. If you've ever read any Batman story I've seen in the animated series, you know when the villains team up, shit hits the fan. They may not work together well, but when they do work together, they are absolutely deadly. Of course, we've got the glass eye, of course. Not the glass eye, the balls. Navigation system in the vehicle, which I'm assuming we're going to be using. Don't assume anything. But, Batmobile. Give me the Batmobile now. And of course, badass Batman. The suit still fits. Outfit better if cleaned it properly. Yeah, but it looks great, and Two-Face looks fantastic, I'm not going to lie. I don't think there's much. I think I may skip forward just a little bit. There we are. We can definitely see that anarchy has took over. So, not that anarchy, but the anarchy metaphor. We can see the cops are fighting off because the Gotham is abandoned now, but of course we've got Two-Face showing off there. Skipping forward a little bit because most of it is. We've got a much more clean look at the look of the combat, which is traditional free-flowing Batman combat. And of course there's Batman, got chase. Oh yeah, I just have to show this a little bit. Now this is where the part gets to me, like right here. The vehicle is featured a lot. I'm thinking we're going to flat drive it. This is most of the story wins, not much gameplay involved in it, but it's hard to tell what part of Gotham we're in, and of course Batman being the badass. We get a couple of looks at things here and there, nothing major. Really I want to comment on the symbol. Every Batman Arkham symbol has been very genetic. This one's in flames, which means literally I don't think this is going to be a completely different Batman game from the future, from the past I think. Like we're going to be much more focused on protecting the city this time. And of course the classic, be the Batman. I will be the Batman. And of course we switch over to the classic, and of course we will pause on Harleen Quinzel. Pre-order now plays Harleen. Okay, final comments on the trailer. The trailer is absolutely fantastic. I nerdgasmed and geekgasmed so much watching it. I had an absolute blast watching it. I'm going to actually make myself a little bigger for you, just to actually make sure you can see me a little bit. I'll put myself over here, and I can have Harley right next to me because, yeah, Harley. I make it look like I'll make myself a little small. I'll put myself here. I think the trailer looks fantastic, and I don't know what they're going to be doing with the gameplay. The gameplay will probably be very standard, but it does look like they're going to try and introduce vehicles into it. They're highlighting them very much so in that aspect, and I'm very interested to see what they're going to be doing with that. As for the Harleen part, the last Rocksteady are completely different from any other developer when they've done pre-order DLC. The pre-order DLC has always either been cosmetic or it's been integral to the story, and they're only doing it because they have to. Henceforth, the Catwoman DLC. When the Catwoman DLC was announced, I was like, oh, it's just going to be an optional DLC and all that. But no, it was very crucial to the story. Most people pre-order it, you get it free. Buy a brand new copy of it, you get the code. Now, I don't know if they're going more of the aspect of Joker DLC or Nightwing DLC or Robin DLC where you play in the challenge maps only. I hope not, because it would be interesting if we could actually play as Harley. I'd be very interested in seeing what they're going to be doing with that. If you haven't seen the trailer, go check out the full trailer. Link to it in the description to the official Arkham thing. But the trailer looks fantastic, and it's being made by Rocksteady, and I hope that they're going to do it. We didn't hear Batman's voice. There is rumours that supposedly Kevin Conroy will no longer be voicing Batman after, I think it was Flashpoint, the DC animated movie, which is, it's good. Enjoyable. I'd highly recommend it. I'd be disappointed if he didn't voice Batman, but as long as they get someone to replace him who does a good job. There have been other Batmans who have done a really good job as Batman, but Kevin Conroy is always going to be my Batman, same as Mark Hamill's always going to be my Joker. Doesn't look like Joker's going to be in this game at all. Joker is dead by the looks of it, but we'll have to wait. Now, it's coming out later this year. 2014 is when it's coming out. I'm probably going to buy it on PC, but at the same time, I probably might end buying it on PS4, because hopefully by the time I'll have a PS4. It would depend on my circumstances. I'm hoping by the time I'll have a PS4, but if not, I'll get it on PC. But looks great, can't wait to play it, and I think I'd highly recommend everyone go watch the trailer and see if you've missed anything, see if you've noticed anything I've missed. It was very much cinematic driven. It looks like a great movie as well if it was just a movie, but it's going to be hopefully a good game as well. Don't know what the story is so far, but it does look like you're going to be more aspect focused on protecting Gotham and keeping it safe in an anarchy driven time. It definitely sounds like Scarecrow is going to be the main antagonist in this one, but I could be wrong. But there is also a chance of another character making a reappearance, and that is Red Hood, Jason Todd. The voice was very distorted, but I could have sworn it sounded a little bit like Jensen Ackles. For those that know, Jensen Ackles voiced Red Hood in Batman Under the Red Hood, a absolutely fantastic Batman film. I'd highly recommend it. Definitely better than the Nolan ones, in my opinion. I definitely recommend it. Jensen Ackles is perfect for the role of Jason Todd, especially if you know a bit about his character. I'm not going to spoil too much about it, but it's an absolute perfect casting, and it did sound a little bit like him, but it was heavily distorted. It would not surprise me if it was Red Hood, but at the same time, it more likely dealing with fear is probably going to be the Scarecrow. But we'll have to wait and see what happens in the future with future stuff coming out. Right now, all we have is this trailer. Highly recommend you go watch the full thing, and I'm just going to sit here and stare at Harleen Quinzel for a little while because leave me alone. Thank you for watching. As always, I'm Scottish Warrior 92, and I'll see you all next time in the next Warriors Analysis.